games.
Man.
Insane. And to put that into perspective, MJ's longest streak was 72 games. Steve, how do we even contextualize what we are seeing from Shai as a scorer?
Well, I think first I got to make a public service announcement. Do not get bored of this guy's excellence. Every night what he does, I think we take it for granted sometimes. And his offensive output, I mean, look, he's a very good defender, especially when he has the energy and the need to get a stop. But offensively, this guy is getting into the air statistically of people like Michael Jordan. I know that is sacrilege to say, but look at some of these numbers. Of all-time 30 points per game scorers, he has the highest true shooting percentage. He is second in three-point field goal percentage. Two-pointers, 60%. We've seen how many fouls he is. Leads the league right now in fouls. And all the while, the fewest turnovers of anyone who's ever scored 30 points in a season. No. I mean, that is excellence, and it's unbelievable to watch. So do not get bored of this guy.
I am not getting bored of him, but I am not getting bored of watching the other guys. I've been a part of a big three. But I know how important it is for the the little 12 to continue to evolve and grow. I know, because as the big three grows, what are people going into the summer saying? How do we stop SGA? How do we stop Chet? That puts more pressure on your other guys, the Aaron Wiggins, the Cason Wallaces, all these different guys. All these guys are having career high in points and shot attempts. These guys are stepping up to the plate. We talk about Cason Wallace. He's leading the league in steals right now, up from where he was last year. We talk about Hartenstein, who was a guy who averaged 10.5 rebounds. That was his career high. He's tied at his career high right now. So all around, these guys are helping each other, making each other better.
Well, as for their opponent, the Suns, their road to the quarters featured some incredibly strong defense. The fourth fewest points allowed by any team in group play. And we had Colin Gillespie's game winner against the Wolves, capped a comeback from 8 points down with just over a minute left. And the Suns played the reigning champs closer than anyone else, losing to OKC by just 4 points. And UD, I am looking right at you because Dillon Brooks has completely changed the edge, the fabric, the mindset of this Suns team. How does he do it?
They say it's a thin line between a genius and a maniac. he straddles the line, but he might be on to something right now with this team. He might be in the right locker room that's going to let him be himself. That's going to let him spread his wings. That's going to let him evolve into the leader he's capable of being. Because when you bring a guy in the locker room with a chip on his shoulder, if everybody in that locker room can develop that chip on their shoulder, then you're walking out with a chance to win every single game. Their belief is stronger than everybody's doubt. When they step on the floor, they believe they got a chance to win regardless of who they're playing against. And that's where it starts.
And the Suns have been incredible to watch. They started the season with a 1-4 record. They've won 13 of 19 games since. Devin Booker out, but we have seen so many different guys step up, Blake.
Yeah, we have. I mean, UD talked about Dillon Brooks, but Colin Gillespie has been phenomenal this season. We know, there's always guys that come off the bench and shoot and score. The thing I like about him is he's fourth in bench assists. Like, he's also playmaking. He's also hard-nosed. He's diving on the floor. He's doing all the little things. And we also have to mention Jordan Ott. He has done a phenomenal job with this group. This is not a group that people thought were going to be in this position. And a new coach coming in, first-time head coach. Players always buy into a coach before they buy into his vision, and they have bought into his vision, and that means that they are rocking with Jordan Ott.
Yeah, well, those two guys have been so important. Colin, whether he's coming off the bench or he's starting in Book's absence or other players' absence, the team just keeps on taking over. I mean, his scoring, obviously we've seen how many threes he's making, shooting off the dribble, on break transition threes and pull-up. He's also a really good playmaker, as Blake alluded to. The number one thing, though, with Colin is he's so tough. He's so physically and mentally tough to keep playing, keep competing.
Great matchup between these two. It's going to be a fun one. It's time now for the drive to tip off, presented by CarMax. You all talked about it. Colin Gillespie's breakout has been a huge part of the Suns' 14-10 start. He is hitting nearly 43% of his threes and is second on the team in assists with just under 5 per game. And Chet Holmgren, second on the Thunder in scoring and rebounding, leading the team in block shots. OKC undefeated in the Cup and chasing some history. They're 23-1 on the season. And coming up, we're going to be chasing Zach Lowe. He joins us to break down all the action from the East quarterfinals.
Look at that excitement.
Yeah, he's a lot more skippy right now. He's going to look ahead to the semis. That's next, right after this quick break.
In the game, put me in the game. This game has a playoff intensity about it.
Hey,
I said, put me in the game. Put me in the game.
Here come the Magic. Holy ball. Bane. Hotter than fish grease. Finishes in style.
Man up. Stand up. Man up.
What a ball game. Let's keep the bus rolling. Woohoo!
You in the way. Get out the way. We got the move to make.
Brunson on a burner. Penetrating. And the flush. The team from the city that never sleeps is making its way to Sin City.
The Cup quarterfinals got off to a tremendous start yesterday with the Magic and the Knicks punching their tickets to Vegas for Saturday's semifinals. Lots to discuss, and who better to do that with than the Ringers' Zach Lowe. Zach, there were some monster performances. What impressed you the most last night?
I'm going to start with the Knicks. Jalen Brunson couldn't miss a shot. Cat dunked all over Canada. But I'm looking at OG Anunoby. His defense, holy smokes. He was everywhere. Steals, blocks, transition challenges everywhere. And this is the vision for the Knicks. OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, length on the wing, protecting Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson, rounding out that starting five that, by the way, is plus 40 in 59 minutes. If we cared about defense as much as we should, OG Anunoby would be in the All-Star conversation. And in the other game, that Orlando-Miami game, Desmond Bane. Took him a little while to get warmed up on Orlando. He is on fire right now. 37 points, lit up the Heat. And the Magic have found something with these three-guard lineups. Suggs, Bane, and Anthony Black, who's breaking out. They're plus 53 in 72 minutes. Three guards plus one of Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner plus a big man. That's a winning formula. Interesting to see what that means when they finally get Franz and Paolo healthy at the same time, which they just can't seem to have any luck doing. But those are the two standouts for me from last night. Fun games.
Yeah, Desmond Bane certainly had his way against the Miami Heat. As we look ahead to the Knicks and the Magic in the East semifinals on Saturday, the East is really already in such an interesting space this season. And I think the semifinals are going to serve as a good litmus test and kind of barometer of who those top dogs are in the East, Zach.
Yeah, this is a game between two teams who could absolutely make the finals. Orlando has stamped themselves when they get healthy, if they ever get healthy, as in that conversation with New York and anyone else you want to put in there. Detroit, the way Cleveland is playing, the East is wide open. This is a battle between two teams who could make the finals. And in terms of the nerd stuff, the X's and O's stuff, I'm really interested in how the Magic match up against the Knicks big man combo of Josh Hart and Karl Anthony Towns. A lot of teams put their centers on Josh Hart so they can have a faster guy guard Towns and chase him around the three-point arc. Josh Hart has been balling out and playing that scheme off the floor. Jakob Poeltl last night, no shot, completely lost. Josh Hart is making his threes. He's blowing by opposing centers. And the more the Knicks pick away at that scheme, the more explosive their offense, which is already super explosive, is going to get. The more Towns will get centers on him and get all sorts of pick and pop threes. If Josh Hart is going to play like this Knicks team and this starting five is a whole different animal, and that should scare the rest of the East.
Yeah, Josh Hart is doing everything, including winning. The Knicks are 8-1 with him as a starter this season. Zach, you stick around. We want to hang out with you later tonight on NBA Nightcap. Sound good?
Absolutely. I'll be up.
All right, see you in a bit. All right, J-Dub and the Thunder trying to move one step closer to a title that they haven't won yet, the NBA Cup Championship. Michelle Pfeiffer stars in Oh, What Fun, a heartwarming holiday comedy from director Michael Showalter. Watch the new original film, Oh, What Fun, only on Prime Video, and discover the joy of a Christmas gone delightfully off script.
It's right here to big league. Yeah, not for fun. What you reckon? Where you at or where you from?
Doncic for three. Target practice.
Not a chill. We gon' really test some skills. So how you feel? This the feel. Yeah.
Doncic the lob to LBJ.
Lakers clinch. Troop B out west.
It's right here to big.
Cancels trying to beat the clock. He does. Oh! Fouled at a three.
The Spurs can run to the quarterfinals of the Emirates NBA Cup.
No Wemby tonight for the Spurs, so their guards must continue to step up. We know that starts with De'Aaron Fox. Blake, how is he finding so much offensive success this season?
Yeah, since he got back in the lineup, he's done a masterful job at just controlling the tempo of the Spurs. And early in his career, when he came in, he was just straight downhill, beat you down the floor, one of the fastest players in the NBA. But now he's starting to realize, oh, I can just go at whatever speed I want, and the defense has to adjust to me. And John, guarding you was a nightmare, even early on, because you were so fast, so explosive, so quick. But I think when you found that moment of, hey, I can control the tempo here, that's when you came almost impossible to guard. So I would love to hear your thoughts on De'Aaron and how he's done with the Spurs.
Yeah, I think, like, early on you said, like, we both came in going 100 miles per hour, and that's what we always knew. We always just go fast, get where we want. But I think over the time in his career, he's slowed down. You can use your speeds at different paces. You look at it now, throw the ball, get a handoff, go full speed, find a shooter in the corner. You're making the defense react. You don't always have to score when you put 2 feet in the paint as a guard. This one here, he slows it down. Wait for him, get right by him. You see the defense collapse, he makes a great slow stop, find a shooter in the corner. And I think with the speed he has, he knows I don't have to score every time. I get to my float, I get to my mid-range, and I can always find other people.
Yeah, it's crazy because it looks so simple, but it's such an art, and it's something that you have to really master, is the ability to go fast, slow, and all in between.
Well, it's certainly working. De'Aaron Fox has scored at least 25 points in 9 of his 15 games this season. But I want to talk about a trend that we are seeing around the league. Now, listen, I get it. Some fans like to groan about the free throws, but we got to be real. We all know here that drawing fouls is a skill. It's timing, it's IQ, it's craftiness, and it's an art. And tonight we are going to watch some true artists across both of our games, and Luka, Shea, and Austin Reeves, all top 4 in free throw attempts per game. Steve, break it down for us and what you were seeing around the NBA when it comes to how they are so effectively drawing fouls.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now they are calling a lot of fouls. So it may start to come back to the middle here a little bit, but this really is an art. You know, not every player has the control, the feel, the understanding, how to debate or to debate their defender into leaning one way or the other. The number one thing I think people have to realize, it's not all about getting to the free throw line. It's about setting the stage in the context of how this game's going to be played tonight. How does my matchup want to defend me? How are they trying to play me? Are they being physical with the body? Are they using their hands? You want to take that away. You want to draw a quick early foul on your primary matchup to say, you're not going to be pushing me all night with the hand. You're not going to be bumping me all night with the body. So setting the stage for that primary player, those guys that we've just seen on that chart, is so important. But there's 2 key things I think that happen when you're drawing fouls, and that is change of pace and change of direction. Okay, so UD, why don't you come guard me? All right.
UD get the foul.
Get the fouls. Get the fouls. So, for example, just changing directions, a simple illustration. I'm going to go away from UD, get some separation. He's going to want to close the gap. Boom. So I've baited him to close the gap. If I'm Shea and I'm looking up to the rim and I go here, I put UD in an impossible situation. So that's an example of changing directions. Changing pace. You might see Luka Doncic get on the hip of his guy and then slow down. That gives UD a false sense of security, like he can now make a play on the ball. And he's just waiting for you to make a play on the ball. And now UD's got a foul. One more. He's got to sit down. And he's set the stage for the whole game. They're also getting the line 10 times a night. So you're helping your team, one, play at the pace with the movement you want to play at, but also get to the line, be more efficient, help your team win ball games.
Not only that, it's a nightmare for guys off the ball. I came into the league, John, you take the ball, Steve, you guard him. I came into the league where we were taught to stunt and stick when that ball was driving down that slot. So as John drives, my stunt is here just with the hand. He had already got me. But my stunt was here with the hand and to get back to this corner. Now the way these guys are shooting the ball and the way these guys are guarding, you have to put a chest in front. You have to be vulnerable. John has to see my chest. I'm giving up this corner shot, hoping I can get back there. The key thing for this guy is I have to give myself one way to go. I can't go here and back here. So I'm vulnerable, chest in front, giving that up, and I have to get on my horse here. And these guys are getting this shot up, and everybody knows in the NBA, the corner 3 is the easiest shot for guys to make. So vulnerable here, giving up that corner 3 or that Raptor cut that we talked about.
I think what we see, too, is like all these guys that are really good at it, they're using the defender's natural instincts, right? If somebody goes this way, Steve talked about it, your natural instinct is, oh, I'm behind, I need to catch up. So these guys are so good at just baiting a defender and saying, okay, I know you need to do this. All right, I'm coming back this way. So I think that's part of the skill of it. And also what they do really, really, really well is SGA, Luka, they bait you into a foul, and then they still can get their shot off. We see Luka make so many and ones a game because he's in complete control from beginning to end.
All right, well, the NBA is averaging 24.8 free throw attempts a game this season. That is the most since 07-08.
Watch this. Oh, foul! Oh, wow.
Got to make it, Blake.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. Sorry.
That's a flop.
2 free throws.
That's okay. You get to go.
So mean.
SGA has mastered the art of drawing fouls and signing autographs. The reigning MVP averaging almost 33 points per game. Thunder taking on the Suns with the semifinal spot on the line tonight on Prime.
Smoke. So be.
For same game parlay presented by FanDuel, let's get to it. SGA, second in the league in scoring. He's also putting up over 6 assists per game. How many dimes for him tonight, ED?
I'm going with 8 tonight. He's putting over 6 a game, but I feel like Dillon Brooks will be a little bit more aggressive. He might have to get off it a little bit more, but he has capable scorers all around him, so he should be fine.
Okay, Colin Gillespie knocking down almost 43% of his threes this season. Steve, how many will he get tonight?
Hot player. He's going to make at least 3.
Hot player.
He's going to make at least 3. Yes, sir.
All right, Chet Holmgren, the second leading rebounder on the Thunder. How many boards for him, Blake?
I think 8. I think he's got a rebound for them. You know, with Isaiah Hartenstein being out, he's basically the primary big. And he does a great job of attacking the offensive glass as well. So 8's the number.
All right, I'm looking at you, John. Dillon Brooks, the Suns' second leading scorer of the season. How many points for him against OKC?
I think Luke Dort's going to be guarding, so I got him for 15. I think it's going to be a tough night without having Devin Booker there. But he has to try to have a big game, but I got him for 15.
All right, there you have it. FanDuel celebrating the NBA Cup by letting all customers choose their own reward today. You can choose from a bet back token, no sweat bet, or 50% profit boost. The power is in your hands. Available now only on FanDuel. And while SGA, of course, is an otherworldly superstar, the great thing about OKC is it is not just Shea. UD, so many of the guys, the role players, are excelling in their role.
Yeah, I think we cannot ignore the growth and maturation of the guys around SGA as he has a great historical season. Those guys have to step their games up in order for SGA to flourish. And I think that's what the common people at home don't understand. SGA, yes, he's a great player, but there's so much pressure on the other guys to be efficient and effective for him to be able to get to his spots and do what he's able to do. A.J. Mitchell was one of them who we've been talking about it. All of us love him.
Yeah, that's my guy, A.J. Mitchell. I think last year's rookie season, he only got 17 minutes, averaged 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Early on in the year, he got an opportunity to get 10 more minutes. He's averaging 14 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. That gave an opportunity for Jalen Williams not to rush back. He had an opportunity to play last year, figure out what's going on, get a little bit of playoff minutes. He could tell, like UD said, he got his confidence back. He came back. Everybody's getting better, and he got a big role for those guys.
Yeah, the thing I love about this Thunder team is you don't even necessarily need to see a statistical uptick. They're more confident. They're moving the ball better. Their decision-making's better. Cason Wallace, case in point, I mean, he looks so comfortable on the offensive end of the floor. He's looked comfortable on the defensive end of the floor forever. But he's done such a good job of just quick decisions.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be him shooting 50% from 3, 47, whatever. It's just catch, make a decision, go with it, because that's when Oklahoma City is so dangerous.
And I know you said we don't need to see the numbers. They passed the eye test. But one number that stands out is they have the 3rd best net rating in the league when Shea's off the floor.
Wow.
The MVP is off the floor. They have the 3rd best net rating. So incredible supporting cast.
Demoralizing.
Yeah, like, where are we going, guys?
Then J-Dub comes back.
And it's really wild to think about the fact that their title-winning starting lineup of SGA, J-Dub, Chet, Hartenstein, and Dort have not even played together yet this season. And we're talking about the history that OKC is chasing. It's just unreal, UD.
Is Sam Presti the only GM that the team can get better and he didn't really make any moves?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think so.
It's a little unfair. Maybe someone's got to intervene, guys. All right, getting close to tip-off. So it's time to check in with our friends in OKC, Kevin Harlan, Jim Jackson, and Miss Allie Clifton.
Happy days from Oklahoma City and welcome to the quarterfinals of the Emirates NBA Cup. Featuring the reigning MVP and scoring champion in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Facing one of the best defenders, the pesky Dillon Brooks of the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns have turned it around to start the new season with a new coach and a new roster. And the defending champion Thunder of Oklahoma City have picked up where they left off. Hi, everyone, with Jim Jackson, Allie Clifton, Kevin Harlan. Thank you so much for joining us. The stakes do get higher now as the loser faces here elimination.
It's funny and interesting, too, because the question about the Emirates Cup in-season tournament will the players buy into it. I think that question has been answered. They bought into it. Also, this is a very important game for both teams, so stay tuned. It should be a great one.
Now, they played about 2 weeks ago on Black Friday right here on Prime, and we saw the Suns play the Thunder very well. Oklahoma City has won 15 consecutive games, but Phoenix played them well.
Well, they played them extremely well. This Phoenix team is going to play extremely hard. Keep in mind, in this game, it was a 4-point game. So both teams made 41 field goals. Both teams made 15 3-point shots. But the differential here is that OKC won the battle of the free throw line. They had +4 from that. So ultimately, the team that knows how to win got to the line and got it done. And SGA had a big-time performance. Of course, we've been saying that all year, Kevin. When is it going to go away? But this young man continues to amaze on the court.
They've been terrific, as we said, 15 consecutive wins. Now for the Phoenix Suns, no Devin Booker tonight, out for a third consecutive game with a groin strain. That being said, how does Phoenix win tonight?
Well, 29 other teams asked that same kind of question before, but you can look at this. Real simple. You win the possession game if you're Phoenix, offensive rebound. You can't turn the basketball over, and I think you're really going to have to limit some transition baskets. But Dillon Brooks, his impact on the game offensively and defensively is going to be imperative if Phoenix wants to walk out of here with a W.
And he's going to need some help, and it could come in the form of the emerging Colin Gillespie. And our Allie Clifton caught up with the Villanova guard moments ago.
All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Colin, the guys were just talking about the influence of Dillon on your squad. I know you guys have a great relationship. How would you quantify what he brings to you guys night in and night out?
Yeah, I mean, he brings a competitive fire, a bunch of energy, juice every night. So we lean on him. He's a leader for us. We're going to need it tonight.
For you, Coach was raving about your presence so far this season. What has this experience been like for you, and how do you continue to capitalize?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a good experience. It's stuff that I expect out of myself, just to continue to play at a high level, compete. And I'm just looking forward to continuing to do it with this group. We got a great group of guys, great coaching staff. We're always encouraging each other, and we love to play for each other, so it's been fun.
Of course, tonight, win or go home with the trip to Vegas on the line. What's it going to take, as only one team has done so far this year, to beat the Thunder?
Yeah, full 48 minutes of basketball. Not playing perfect. We know it's not going to be perfect, but we got to match their intensity, their energy, try to take care of the ball, get out in transition, just play how we've been playing. So we know it's going to be a long game, a lot of ups and downs, but if we stick together, and I got good faith in our group.
Colin, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Yep, thank you.
Jim, I know you're a big fan of Colin's game. I'm going to toss it back over to you.
I appreciate it. And high expectations have always been a makeup of Colin Gillespie, going back to Villanova, in particular now during Emirates Cup play. You see the numbers across the board. It's his leadership style. It's his ability to make his teammates better. And I tell you what, Kevin, he's not afraid of the moment. For me, being a special player like that, I want to throw it to a special former teammate in Steve Nash. Steve, what do you see in Colin Gillespie's game?
Throughout the years, are skilled, can make shots, make plays for their teammates, be disruptive on defense. But for me, it's Colin's mentality and his toughness. You know, that makes him put away missed shots. He gets beat. He bounces back. It's that mentality and relentlessness to keep playing and competing. I think it's really feeding off on his teammates, and he's playing at an elite clip. So he's a big piece of what they're doing, and definitely an emerging player in this league.
Now, you mentioned it. He's tough. And I know, of course, everyone knows how good OKC is, but the Suns can be dangerous in this matchup because of guys like Colin. I mean, when they met the Thunder 2 weeks ago, it was just the third time a game has been decided by 5 points or less for the Thunder this season. So, Blake, how do they have to game plan in this one to slay the Giant?
Well, I mean, first of all, if any of us have that answer, there's 29 teams that would also like to know. Yeah. All right, here's what you got to do to beat the Thunder, guys. It's very simple. I do think that Phoenix is a team that's sort of poised and built to play a team like Oklahoma City. I don't even want to say beat a team like Oklahoma City because they just don't give up. They play so hard. They play for each other. They play free. And it feels like they don't get discouraged by getting down or up. But UD, we always talk about by committee, right? You hear that all the time. Mark Williams has been great. One of the more underrated moves this offseason. In limited time, 13 points, 9 rebounds, 25 minutes. But their other bigs have also contributed. A lot of times people say, let's do it by committee, but it's a little bit harder than just saying, let's do it by committee.
I mean, Mark Williams is a guy who averaged about 20 and 10 in Charlotte last year. So he's a guy who can definitely get it done, shooting over 70% at the rim.
Mm-hmm.
Old school, lob threat, does all those old school things in. But I love the young fella also that comes off the bench. I've watched him a lot. He covers so much ground. He plays so hard. He rebounds. He closes out. He makes you drive. He makes multiple efforts defensively. So they have two different centers that can do two different things, but they're going to need both of them tonight and all that versatility for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, I like Royce O'Neal. I think Royce O'Neal is a guy that can play, make off the dribble. He can shoot the three very well, but I think he has to be good defensively, make open threes, but also create other shots for other people. So I think he has to have a big game for them.
Now, here are these for some hustle stats. Listen up. The Suns, 9th in transition defense. They are 3rd in deflections, 3rd in loose balls recovered, 4th in offensive rebound rate, and 2nd in points off turnovers. What story do those numbers tell, Steve?
Well, they're trying to win the possession game. They turn it over a little bit, but other than that, they've been exceptional at turning people over, getting out in transition, playing fast, offensive rebound, as you said. So they're just able to kind of stack the deck in their favor by winning the possession game. Who's the hardest team to do that against? Oklahoma City. So they have their hands full tonight.
Yeah, have their hands full. But listen, the winner is headed to Vegas. Got to be coming out west with us, boys.
I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this.
See you guys there.
Thanks for watching NBA on Prime pregame presented by CarMax.